So Sergey Pavlovich starches Curtis Blades in the first round of the UFC Fight Night main event, and in my eyes, is the number one contender and the next in line to fight Jon Jones instead of Stipe Miocic. I don't understand why we have this kind of deal with we're going to give Stipe Miocic the title shot when he hasn't deserved it at all. Literally, his last fight was a KO loss, convincing KO loss to Ngannou, and he hasn't fought in the past 2 years. Literally, his last fight was March 27th. Hasn't fought since then, but we give him a title shot because he's the GOAT, which I'd rather have Sergey Pavlovich, the guy who's like had, I think, 1 round of fight time in his past 3 fights, literally. He beat Curtis Blades in 3 minutes and 8 seconds. Then he beats Tai Tuivasa in 54 seconds. And then he beats Derek Lewis in 55 seconds. That's like a little bit over 1 round of total fight time in his last 3 fights. And then his last 6 fights, it's all been by first round finish. And you're telling me the guy who got KO'd 2 years ago gets a title shot over this? I just don't think it's the right thing to do. I just don't think it is at this point. Granted, Stipe Miocic has the, more name value. He is, the heavyweight GOAT, and the UFC can market this as GOAT on GOAT. But man, I think Sergey is just more interesting, is he not? Is he not more interesting of a fighter than he is? I think Stipe's gonna go in there, man, and probably get starched by Jon Jones. I don't think it's gonna be a very competitive fight. I think Jon Jones just is that truth of heavyweight. I don't think heavyweights are really equipped to grapple like a Jon Jones can grapple, which is a sad thing to say, but I think Sergey Pavlovich, with his fucking ape arms, literally ape arms, he has the highest ape index in the UFC at like 84 inches of reach. This dude is crazy. Like he might be able to hit Jon Jones, and he hits different. I think he just hits different altogether. I think Sergey Pavlovich has a better chance of beating Jon Jones than Stipe Miocic. Keep in mind, Stipe, how old is Stipe? Stipe is 40 years old, and he'll be 41 in August. So he's an old 40. He's an old 40-year-old man. I don't know how much I really think he's going to put up a fight against Jon Jones. Obviously, Stipe, I think he'll come to fight, but damn, bro. Would you rather see a guy who hasn't fought in 2 years, who's getting old, is up there in age, or would you rather see a guy who finishes everybody in the first round, who's an actual real threat, real danger to Jon Jones, fight him instead? But now the UFC just suddenly has this thing of where they want to just give anybody a title shot, like Colby Covington. If Blau or Burns, whoever wins that fight, they deserve it over Colby Covington. The UFC right now is just sticking to something weird just by giving people who don't deserve title shots. I don't understand that fact. Why are we giving Colby Covington a title shot? Why are we giving Stipe Miocic a title shot? Stipe should have to earn it, man. He should have to earn it like every other contender. We need Stipe to go through the grinder just like how Robert Whittaker did. Like, I have so much respect for Whittaker for this kind of ordeal because he has really grinded his way to back to multiple title shots. Same thing with Max Holloway. We need more Max Holloways because those kind of guys are the ones who really deserve their title shots. But now, we're going to give it to fucking Colby Covington because we can. We're going to give it to Miocic because we can market it as GOAT on GOAT, because that's the real thing that's happening here. The UFC wants to market this as a GOAT on GOAT sort of thing, which is cool. It's going to sell, but what's going to sell more? Miocic or Pavlovich? That rhymes. Obviously Miocic, so the UFC is going to stick with their guns with that. But I don't think, even though it's going to sell more, how much more is it going to sell? How many more pay-per-views is Miocic going to sell than Pavlovich? I don't know. Obviously, I think Miocic will sell more pay-per-views in total over than Pavlovich. But it's just, I don't think it's going to be that big of a difference. But here's the thing, man. Jon Jones wants his retirement fight, and he wants to do it against Stipe. And the UFC is going to listen to him because he's their GOAT. That's what's going to happen. He even tweeted out he wants to beat Stipe in Madison Square Garden and then retire on that night, which I think is probably the best thing for him to do. I think honestly it makes sense for him to do it. But man, I just don't want him to be against Stipe. You know, I love Stipe, bro, but he just doesn't fight. He's been out for 2 years. And will Jon Jones win this fight? Yeah, I think he'll sub Stipe probably in the first round, or he'll win by TKO, the ground and pound. I feel bad, bro. Honestly, I feel kind of bad because I don't think Stipe even has it to even beat some of the heavyweight contenders. Like, does Stipe beat Pavlovich? I don't think so. Does he beat Gon? I don't think so. Does he beat Tuivasa? He might get KO'd by Tuivasa. Honestly, he might. There's arguments to be made. Like, there's only arguments to be made that Stipe is not even the best contender for Jon Jones right now. And I think that it's fairly obvious that that's kind of the truth right now. Like, right now, I'm looking at the rest of the heavyweight rankings, and I don't see anybody that Stipe can probably beat. He's ranked number 3. Like, Sergey Pavlovich is a fresh matchup. He starts everybody in the first round. I just don't see how you can deny this man his title shot. Man, dude, maybe even Derek Lewis could probably beat Stipe Miocic at this point. He's just an old man. Like, I can't sit here and disrespect Stipe like this. I think Stipe needs to fight a few contenders, man. If it was up to me, if I could be a matchmaker, you know, for a year, I would do Stipe versus Tom Aspinall. I think that would be a great fight. Honestly, I think Aspinall will probably start Stipe. And if Stipe wins, then he gets his title shot. It's only one win. Still isn't like a crazy win streak. At least he's coming off having a good victory to where he can, be somewhat justifiable to get a title shot. This is what's going to happen, man. Jon Jones is going to retire after he beats Stipe, which is honestly better for the division anyways, because we don't want him beating all the contenders. And then, we have like a Cyril Gane get the belt and everything's kind of like, what the Cyril Gane has lost to Jon Jones. He lost to Ngannou. He lost to Ngannou. And you're kind of just like, what? This guy's the best heavyweight in the division? He's not, because Jon Jones is better than him and Ngannou has a win over him. So overall, it's probably better for the division if Jon Jones retires now. Yeah, but if I'm Pavlovich right now, I'm just staying ready. I'm being the backup fighter, definitely being the backup fighter for that Stipe and Jones fight. But when's it going to happen? It's not going to happen in June. It's not happening in July for sure, even though it probably should happen in July. That'd be the best time for it, for International Fight Week in July. And then I guess August. Then, when August hits, guess what? Stipe is 41. He's another year older. So Stipe is only going to be 41 years old when this fight happens. That's actually crazy. That's actually going to be crazy. And poor Pavlovich. I want to see Pavlovich get this shot. I want to see him win and hold the belt. I want to see him at least fight Jon Jones, because I think he has the best chance of beating Jon Jones. Will he beat Jon Jones? Probably not. I don't think he will beat Jon Jones. But I think it's going to be scary. I think it'd be a good fight. I think it would be a better fight than the Stipe fight. So I want to see that more than him. That's the way I feel about it. I genuinely don't know what we're going to do. Rest in peace, Jon Jones, Hopefully whatever. It's crazy, bro. It's crazy.